Boom, guys. Happy Friday. Crypto with Dinny, it's Dinny here. Answering the question, is it still possible to retire in 4 years? Because you'll know, anytime I come on this channel, I say, hey, welcome to Crypto with Dinny channel. This is a place where we teach you how to retire early. And I also say, and some people have done it in 4 years, and it can be done in 4 years. Like 4 years to retire early. It's pretty powerful. Now, I know some people win the lotto and they retire sooner than that. But like the majority of us, if that's our ticket to early retirement, we're not going to win the lotto. We're not going to ever achieve that. So my question today is, do I think it's possible to retire early? Now before I jump in, I'll do my usual stuff. Beware the scammers. They'll impersonate me. They'll tell you to inbox them in the comments and all sorts of stuff. So just ignore them, please. If you're new to crypto is rife with scams and scammers. Well, the whole world is rife with scams and scammers. But with crypto, because people don't understand it, and you don't understand private keys, and you don't understand that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is cash finality instantly, okay? It means you're vulnerable if you don't know what you're at. So if you're here and you're new, educate yourself. It's the most important thing. Spend time, spend money on education before you go and spend money on making mistakes. And that's something that you'll hear me always push that, because all my life, the only reason I was able to put myself in a position where early retirement was optional was because I spent so much money on my own education. And that's it. You're the asset. So education's key, guys. Be careful. Keep your money. That aside, daily exercise. I was in the gym this morning. I'm feeling good. I had me scrambled eggs. Had me a bit of smoked salmon. I'm feeling good. I'm heading to the Crypto with Dinny office. And I've got a fully packed day of consulting. With my consulting, it's a 2-meeting process. We set everything up. All the stuff so you can retire early. We build your plan, it's a personal plan, and then I have check-ins. And today is check-ins. You know, it's 3 months, 2 months since I was with those clients, so it's back to see how they're getting on, everything's set up, everything's going well, and all is well. So that's what my day looks like. I think I've got about 6 of them today. So busy. And then later on we've got the emergency Zoom at 7 PM for all the Crypto with Dinny customers. So to answer the question, do I believe that you can retire in 4 years with crypto? Yes. With full conviction, I say hell yes. Okay? In fact, I'm much more bullish on that. I think it's much easier today, right now, than it was 6 months ago. Because the market's been wrecked so much. And when you understand, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. You get, like what we've had a reset, guys. We've taken ourselves back to prices not seen in 5 years. Everyone wished they bought Bitcoin years ago. Well, now you have the chance. Alright? Now, on the flip side, you have the trolls. The trolls are people who are always saying Bitcoin's going to crash, it's going to go away, and that's fine and grand and dandy, okay? You'll always have the trolls, and when Bitcoin is 60k, the trolls will say Bitcoin's going to 30k, and when Bitcoin goes to 30k, the trolls will say Bitcoin goes to 20k, and when Bitcoin goes to 20k, the trolls will say Bitcoin goes to 10k, and if Bitcoin ever goes to 10k, the trolls will say Bitcoin goes to 5k, but the trolls will never buy Bitcoin, okay? That's what you have to understand. They do have a problem though. The trolls have a problem. Is that they're scared. They're afraid. What if they're wrong? What if it doesn't? And what if you participate in it? And what they do is they try and push out their fear. Okay? They push their fear out because they don't want you to get ahead. Alright? Now this is an awful way to live your life, because I think everyone can succeed. And if I help other people succeed, there's more likelihood that I have success. Okay? When you understand dollar cost averaging and you understand low time preference. Low time preference means you're not too concerned with immediate. You don't need it to happen right now. So if you're anyone who works out in the gym, that's low time preference. So if you do that and you do it, not one of these people that does a 6-week transformation and then gets fat as a barrel again. If you're someone who goes and you just lift the damn weights, and you do it twice a week, or you do it 3 times a week, and you just do it forever, alright? That's low time preference, alright? You're not expecting any miraculous change. You're just going, if I lift these feckin' dumbbells and I do it twice a week or 3 times a week, I'm going to be much healthier as I age. I'm probably going to have a better older life. I'm probably also going to look a bit better, have more energy and all this other stuff. But it's not like you lift the weight and suddenly you see the gun, okay? It takes years sometimes to build some muscle. You know, so that's what low time preference is. Us as Bitcoiners, we're low time preference thinkers, okay? We understand that Bitcoin has potential to be worth 6, 7 and 8 figures. Maybe not 8 figures in my lifetime, but I certainly think 7 figures is well possible in my lifetime. Maybe 8 figures is possible, okay? So we buy Bitcoin today for its potential future value. Therefore, if I think Bitcoin is valued at 7 figures, who gives a shit if I'm picking it up at 20 grand or 60 grand or 10 grand? I certainly don't. I just take a portion of my wages every month and I dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And historically, the people who have been long-term thinkers and not short-term thinkers have done the best. They're the Bitcoiners who are now retired and never have to worry about money again. So that's the way of thinking that I'm trying to communicate to the Crypto With Dinny community. That's how we build our pensions. That's how we do our workshops. That's how I do my consulting. It's all based around this way of thinking. And that protects you from short term. Short term, it doesn't matter. Okay? As crypto investors, we'll see that our portfolios have been decimated, compared to what they were at their highs. Even if you're 100% Bitcoin, you're still down a considerable amount. It's a considerable paper amount that you've lost. But my question to you is, have you lost any Satoshis? No, you still have the exact same amount. Okay? Now, getting to my point of why I think, and guys, do me a favor, hit the like button please. It helps get the channel out there. Spread this word. A lot of people invest into crypto, they got wrecked, they got destroyed. We need to teach about Bitcoin, alright? So tagging, liking, sharing, all that good stuff, it just helps this little Irish channel get out there. And I think we've got a good message, and we've had the same message over and over, and we've been trying to protect people from getting destroyed in altcoins and telling them that Bitcoin will go up, Bitcoin will go down, but it makes new highs. Meanwhile, your altcoin can end up underwater or gone to zero along with your money. So protect yourself and learn about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the perfect thing to build a pension on, because it's going to be here in 10 years, because it's going to be here in 20 years, because it's going to be here in 100 years. Okay? When you realize the infrastructure, when you realize the mining hardware that there is in the world right now, it'll become very transparent that this thing isn't going away. It can't go away, alright? It's like saying the internet's going to stop working and we're going to go back to life before the internet. It's a dumb thing to say. In my opinion, Bitcoin is the same. It's just earlier. We're like early days of the internet 97. And some people realised, holy crap, this internet, it's going to change the world. Most of us didn't. We didn't have a clue, because we didn't do as much work as them people and to figure it out, or we weren't as smart as them people, or whatever. But, so the reason why I think it's still possible to retire in 4 years on Bitcoin is, look at what's happening right now, okay? Or even crypto, but, if you're building a portfolio, in my opinion, you'd want to have Bitcoin being the largest portion of that portfolio to cover yourself, okay? And if you want to take on more risk, go to crypto. It's not going anywhere in the next 4 years. It's going to continue, I think. And retail are going to come in and pump the market again. And you can participate in that. And if you want to take on more risk, you can have really, really potentially asymmetric returns, but you are taking on more risk. So this is why, at the minute, they're talking about tightening policy. And that just means they're not printing as much money. Alright? Even ask anyone. I love just talking to people, normal people, and just to get the feedback on the ground. But normal people now, anyone who's in business knows this is happening, okay? But normal people who just have jobs and they're not really clued into financial markets, or they don't even understand how money works, which is the vast majority of the world, lads. I didn't understand how money works or financial markets ran for the first half of my life. But then I realised I had to learn that stuff if I wanted to get ahead and actually not have to fucking work my ass off all the time. Okay? But the sentiment is, oh, it's coming. Oh, geez, Dinny, it's coming. Oh yeah, recession's coming. So there's not just murmurings of that from people who are clued in. Now most people, let me get by this bus here. Flat. Now most people are seeing a recession coming. Most people are going, oh Jesus, it's going to be a bang. And some people think it's just a recession, some people think a big bang, whatever. Okay? What happens when there's a big bang or a recession? We print money. That's what happens. Okay? We print loads of money because euros are a Ponzi scheme, dollars are a Ponzi scheme, fiat currencies are Ponzi schemes. And I know you've been very much to think Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. If you know nothing about it, the irony is the opposite is true. That's why voluntarily I opted into Bitcoin, and voluntarily a couple of 100 million people have opted into Bitcoin, not by force. You're forced into euros. You go to jail if you don't participate in that scheme. But that is a giant Ponzi scheme, and it steals your wealth and it keeps you poor forever. Once you realise that, you never think the same again. Okay? So if it is true that it is a Ponzi scheme and they have to print money, well, that means that scarce things are going to go up in value. Alright? What's the scarcest thing on the planet? The scarcest, most undervalued thing on the planet? Bitcoin. Okay? Now, it just so happens that we probably start going into a recession. Maybe we're in it now, but you know, maybe things slow down and times get a bit tough, and we can't be as lavish as we were. I'm not in my shirt. I'll be in a navy wife beater because I won't be able to afford to buy flashy shirts. It's not flashy shirts, pennies, lads. Okay, but maybe we go there. But in 2024, Bitcoin halves. Okay, Bitcoin halves, which means the scarcity doubles. All right, so scarcest thing on the planet now. Okay, 2024, Bitcoin's the scarcest thing on the planet. Supply halves. We get a bull run when that happens. That's how Bitcoin went from, you know, 6 grand to 60 grand in a couple of months. It was because there was a halving event in 2024. Okay, and Crypto With Dinny channel was teaching people about that and telling people about that and saying, guys, buy some Bitcoin. It's only 6 grand. It's only 7 grand. It's only 10 grand. It's going to halve now in a couple of months. It might be a good idea to get some. Okay, well, the same is true in 2024. All right, but what I think, and it's only speculation. It's only fucking a guess. All right. But I think what's going to happen with that is we're going to be trying to print ourselves out of a recession in 2024. Right? We're going to be printing like hell. Because remember, pensions, it's all connected. You've got to bail out the system. There's no choice. And when you bail out the system, you inflate the currency, you devalue the currency, you punish the poor and middle class. Rich people love it because all your assets just get hyperinflated and you get richer. That's what I'm trying to teach you. Pivot yourself out of currencies and into some hard assets. So I think 2024, we have Bitcoin's halving event, and we're printing money like hell to try and bail ourselves out of a recession. And Bitcoin rips. It kicks ass, okay? You know, Bitcoin, I think, should have hit definitely 100k. We've had a blow off top. It should have hit 200k, you know, last year, this year. It should have done that, and it didn't. And it just means it was suppressed, okay? So it's like a spring. You've got that thing wound up so tight now. When she goes, it has to go. All right, it has to go. The fundamentals, the long-term fundamentals, you can't get rid of them. Okay, they have to play out eventually. So you have a shallow bull run 2020. Well, 2024 bull run, watch out. That could be the face melter. That could be what we call the God candles, when Bitcoin's doing 10k an hour and it's just ripping and the world's capitulating into it. Okay, so that's sort of the way I see it playing out. Therefore, you've got 2 years to stack. You've got 2 years to accumulate. You've got 2 years to be delighted that prices are low. And you should want them to go lower. Because if you're armed with that information, you understand that information, and you choose to participate in it, you know, the cheaper you can collect those Bitcoins for, or those Satoshis for, the better for you. Anyway, that's my little message. I do believe it's certainly possible if you go aggressive and you participate in the bear market, you can retire yourself in 4 years. Using digital assets. You don't have to risk all your money. That's the beauty of this thing. Okay? And even if you don't want to be as aggressive on that, don't be a no-coiner. Okay? Get yourself a few Satoshis, as I said last night, just for insurance. Okay? Just get 100 quid's worth, put it on a wallet and forget about it forever. Throw it away. And in 20 years, come back and look at it. Or in 10 years, maybe it's worth something. Maybe it's worth a lot. Maybe it's worth a hell of a lot. Maybe it's a little insurance policy that covers you if the fiat system collapses. Now, I don't know if the fiat system is going to collapse. Some people do. I doubt it. You know, it's just going to slowly trend down to zero, and people are just going to constantly lose their purchasing power. And because it happens slowly, the normal man on the street doesn't really notice. He just accepts the fact that, okay, it's 2 quid a litre now for petrol. I know it used to be 80 cents, and I know it used to be 50 cents, and it just is 2. And then, you know, then it'll be 2.5, and then it'll be 3, and then it'll be 4, and, you know, it'll happen over a period of decades, and we don't really notice the fact that we end up working forever, and we don't get big fat pensions like politicians. But that's the system that you've opted into. Bitcoin's a voluntary system. You can opt out with 1% or 0.5% of your wealth, and soon you notice, Jesus, this is a good system. Life is better here. It's more, we're treated equally. I can get ahead of this system. Why am I only 0.5% allocated? But anyway, that's for another day. I'm just pulling up to the Crypto With Dinny office here. I got to jump on. Meeting starts at 10. I got 5 minutes to open up a laptop. Guys, it's been great to have you on board. If you like the education, click the like button. If you ever need help building your plan to retire early, check out my website, cryptowithdinny.com. We do consulting, we do workshops, we do a little bit more reversing. That'll do. And that's the crack. Have an awesome day. Scammers are awake, of course. I'll delete all those scammers with competitions and all sorts of good stuff. I'll delete them later. See you later, guys. Dinny out.